Hello, lovelies! Jen Foxbot here. I hope that you're doing well and taking care of yourself. Speaking of, because last Monday was a holiday, I took care of myself and took a break and didn't film a Math Mondays, and I'm okay with that. But I did want to share some of the other knowledge that I have gained throughout my career because I thought it might be helpful. So, if you don't know a ton about me, I built and ran a company from nothing. Well, to be fair, I didn't have student loans, so that's not nothing. But I wanted to share 5 tips if you want to go and start your own business. Because yay for following your passion and for working for yourself. Big proponent. I want more people to be able to do that. So 5 tips. I'm going to run through them quickly and then we'll spend the rest of the video going back and going over them in more detail. Okay, so the 5 tips are: keep your day job until you know that you can financially support yourself with your business or your consulting or whatever it is. Number 2, build a business model. Doesn't have to be big, but make one. Number 3, also make a profit and loss statement, which compares your revenue to your expenses. You can grab a template to do budgeting in Excel, makes it way simple. Number 4, be flexible, because you're gonna pivot. Number 5, take breaks. Hey, see, I practice what I preach. Look at that. Haha, because I've learned the hard way. For real. Okay, so now let's back up because I did the really quick social media one. Yay, fun. But now you're probably like, okay, but that's all fine and dandy. What do I actually do? Okay, number 1, keep your day job until you can financially support yourself. So what does that mean? You're gonna start by working nights and weekends. This is kind of how it goes. Kind of comes back to 5, take breaks, but make sure that you can financially support yourself before you take the plunge to running your own show. It might take some time, and that's okay. The important thing is that when you do finally start to run your business full time, that you are feeling stable. One of the best pieces of advice that my dad ever gave me was to don't make decisions in desperation. That's when we make really, really bad decisions. And so it's really important, especially for your little fledgling business, that you feel stable. And so until you have that stability, until you know that you have clients who will hire you to fill the time that your day job was filling, and the paycheck that your day job was filling, or until you have sales numbers that indicate that yes, you can quit your day job and spend more time generating things to sell. Make sure that you are able to financially support yourself. Along those lines, I also recommend keeping between 3 and 6 months of your personal expenses in your savings account, and you do not touch that, because a lot of times running a business can be feast or famine, and so we want to make sure that we can adequately prepare ourselves for the stretches of time where we might not have as many clients as we need. Okay, number 2, build a business model. This was something I didn't do until pretty far into running a business, like maybe 3.5 years. And to be fair, I studied physics and engineering. I did not study business. I learned all the business stuff on the fly. The good news is that there are tons of free resources for you. If you're in the US, the Small Business Administration, or the SBA, has templates that you can snag. They also have a lot of other types of free resources and services for small businesses, so check it out. I would also highly recommend SCORE, which is a nonprofit that is designed to provide free mentoring and resources for small business owners and startup founders. They have a lot of really helpful classes, including a class on how to build a business model where you can actually walk through it with someone who has a lot more expertise than even I do. A business model will help you really flush out what are you doing and why. What is your market strategy? Basically, how do you propose to make money, and how do you actually know that people are going to pay you for that product or service? It's really, really helpful because it will ask hard questions and help you to think through some of the gaps like for me, I didn't totally know how I was going to make money. I just kind of was like, I want to do the thing. And so I started doing the thing. And I started to figure out what made money and what didn't. But a business model could have saved me a lot of time. Okay, number 3, profit and loss statement. Data is really helpful. And a profit and loss statement is just information that we can use to figure out what's going well with our business and what's not going so well. So a profit and loss statement is really just where we list and add up all of our revenue, all of the things that are bringing in money, and all of our expenses, all of the things we're spending our money on. So with those expenses, some of that stuff is going to be kind of required to run your business. Like, for example, I ran workshops. I got paid to run those workshops, so that's part of the revenue that I'm bringing in. But to do those workshops, I need a lot of supplies. And so those are some direct expenses for my business. There's also a ton of overhead expenses. For example, I don't have enough space in my house or previously in my apartment to store those supplies, so I pay for storage. Expenses are going to probably be a very long list. Revenue is going to be a lot shorter. I would really, really recommend starting from a template. There's tons of free ones in Excel because it will help you to start to lay it out, and you don't have to start from the blank page. Start with revenue. Just go piece by piece. Spend a little bit of time here and there. Use this to figure out where is the money coming from and where is the money going, and is there anything that you could cut. For example, I used to spend almost all of my time developing content for workshops, and then I looked at my profit and loss statement when I finally built one. Way too far in again, but that's fine. It worked out. I realized that most of the revenue for my business was in curriculum development. And workshops are doing pretty good, but I was spending a disproportionate amount of time developing content for the workshops rather than seeking clients out for curriculum development. And so when I realized that, it was a really helpful shift for me, because then I actually could say, well, I can spend 30% of my time doing workshops and 60% of my time doing curriculum development, and my business will be financially healthy. And then I and my dog will also be healthy because we can buy the things that we need to live a happy and fulfilled life. So this also kind of relates to number 4, which is be flexible. You're gonna pivot. Some things that you thought were gonna be just amazing and that everybody wants are gonna fall flat. And some of the things that you try are just going to take off, and you're going to be like, really? Okay, it's kind of how it goes. When I was starting in the first couple of years of my business, I tried a lot of different things, and I had to have hard conversations with myself about what was working and what wasn't working. For example, if you've watched some of my older videos on YouTube, you'll have noticed that I used to do edited videos with like clips and things like that and different camera takes. Those were really fun, and clearly I'm super passionate about education. So I wanted to do those, but I was spending a ton of time, like 40 hours a week, writing and editing. And I finally realized that these aren't bringing in any revenue for my business. And I started to get some clients, and I was like, I'm not getting paid to do videos. I'm spending most of my time making videos, but that's not, working for the business. And so I had to say, okay, there need to be other ways, less time-consuming ways for me to do public, free educational content, but I need to spend most of my time on client work. And so that's where Math Mondays was born, because I was like, oh, it won't take me very long to do a Math Mondays episode. I can, I can get the meaning and the excitement that comes from helping teach folks new skills, while also being able to support myself and keep the business going. Okay, and lastly, but so important, take breaks. For real. Even when you're first starting out, give yourself time to play and socialize and just enjoy the world. Life is short and beautiful, And your business is so important, but so are you. And if you don't take breaks, you're gonna burn out. I definitely did. There were some times in the early years where I was working all the time. Pretty much all of the friends that I made in Seattle when I first moved back, and those were work friends, really, which is fine, but also I didn't socialize with them outside of work because I was working all the time. That's really all I did. And finally, one of my really good friends, they told me, they were like, you know, you can take breaks. And I looked at them like a breath of fresh air. It would just washed over me, and I could feel the tension and stress just drip away, and like, oh, you're right. I don't have to work every waking moment of my life. I can take breaks and I can enjoy myself. And honestly, once I realized that, I started to enjoy my work way more. I had been almost ready to give up. And I'm really, really grateful that that friend was so kind in that moment and took the time to share that wisdom with me, because it really changed my life. And so now I take breaks. I play all the time. I spend time with friends, and I have hard boundaries about when I'm working and when I'm not. So set those up for yourself as much as you can, because you are worth it and your business is worth it. And you want to run your business for a long time. And that requires taking care of ourselves. Okay, I hope that this was helpful. Happy to answer any questions you might have. Please reach out, just leave a comment and let me know. And if you are interested in learning more about my journey or whatever advice I might have on running a business, also please feel free to request other topics that I dig into in that area. Thank you so much for watching. If this was helpful, consider subscribing, sharing it with your friends, because that helps more people see this, and that makes me happy because I hope that it's helpful. Okay, all right. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!